Welcome back to another video. We are here in Cle Elum, and I have my buddy Ethan, who's a local and very invested in the community. He's gonna give us a Cle Elum tour and a little bit more than just Cle Elum.
Oh yeah, should be a fun time, so looking forward to it.
Before we get going though, we're gonna start at one of our favorite spots, and that's Pioneer Coffee. If you enjoy this kind of content and you love discovering more about Central Washington and places like Cle Elum and beyond, hit that like and subscribe button and share it with anyone that you think would find this valuable as well.
A little cafecito.
Yes. What can you tell me about Pioneer Coffee?
So Pioneer Coffee, before it was an actual coffee shop, it used to be a supermarket, in the late 70s here up until late 80s as well. So if you look at some of the walls here too, you can kind of see where some of the refrigeration was used here for that. And then before,
like the holes in the walls and stuff?
Literally the holes.
Look, there's plumbing access right there.
Yeah.
Just in case you need to drop a toilet.
Just right there.
10 feet up.
But before it was a supermarket, this actually used to be a brothel that was connected here with Wild Rose over here.
Okay.
So
wow.
Yeah.
That's the miners got to keep themselves busy back in the day,
Yeah.
right? Sounds good. I will get a black coffee, dripped, and
do like a 8-ounce drip as well. Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you, man. This one's the Pioneer is the blondest.
To Swiss water, that's decaf. Medium, dark blend, medium.
I got too much work to do. We gotta go coffee. Well, I always do this in quality blend, so I'm gonna just try something new. All right, they're gonna let us back here take a peek.
Oh, this is it? This is it? This is where we're
yeah, so this is where the whole everything happens. So basically we do about 60-pound roasts. Right over here, this is our hopper, so we do about 60 pounds worth of our raw green beans. It gets sucked up and sitting right in here. Got a little switch, flip that, goes into here and then starts tumbling around, starts cooking. This is where basically if you want to test to see how far it is, you got a little slot right here. Pull it out, put it back in, so you can continue to roast and cook. Eventually, once you get kind of like when you're listening to popcorn pop, you're gonna hear a little crack. That's the first crack. And by the second crack, that's when you dump it. And then right here, sits, turns around. This is where you are mainly gonna be seeing most pictures of coffee roasting or anything like that. The longer you cook it, the more sweaty it gets, and basically you're cooking the caffeine out of it. So whenever it comes to caffeine or coffee, lighter the roast, the more caffeine, darker the roast, the less caffeine. So this is our dark roast, so basically just next to lowest caffeine until it decaf. Regular shots, 2.4 to 2.5 times the amount of caffeine. And I tend to drink 6 shots because, yeah, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, this here, it's a very light roast. It's a very similar, yeah, there you go.
doing an impromptu little tutorial.
Been kind of rehearsing this more.
That's awesome.
Now maybe the Grinches.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. That's what we just, the beans were spilled.
Yeah,
Dude, I love it. Then we'll have to hang out more. That'd be so
It would
fun.
be my first time in propping and stuff like that, so.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for letting us come back here.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Awesome.
sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Now we know. Cool.
Thank
you guys again.
We'll be back with when you're roasting.
Where are we going first?
Coal Miner Trail.
Oh,
So we'll do that first, and then we'll go up to the horse park, and then mosey in here in the back end of Roslyn, go through Ducktown, up and around. We'll go through a couple art installations there, and then down to downtown Roslyn, hit a couple of historic sites there, try to see if we can see some of the urban forest from there, and then run through the cemetery up into Ronald, and then all the way out to Salmon La Sac.
Let's do it. We got to get going if we're going to be able to make it all.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, in general.
Nice.
Sweet. See you, Ashley.
See ya.
She goes through a church too.
Oh, no way. Yeah, I know her. I'm like, dude, I totally recognize her.
And the brick walls are still on. It's pretty crazy.
So it tells you brick is not burnable.
Brick's not burnable. Actually, right here, there's so this is one of my buddy's houses. Keep an eye out for Sasquatch. He's been known to
Oh, whoa. Don't even get me started on Sasquatch. We're going to have a whole episode on that. Dude. I got to tell you, Mike. Oh, I'll tell them my experiences.
Yeah.
So you brought us to a construction site.
I brought you to a construction site here. We're actually going through like a major development here. There's a whole new trail side community going in.
Okay.
And the upside of
that's like 900 homes or something like that.
Something crazy like that. A lot of people have kind of polarized opinions about it. I'm just happy that this place is getting a little more infrastructure.
Yep.
You know, I'm thinking about long haul, living here in Cle Elum, and it's definitely lacking some of the amenities that you would normally have in a bigger city,
Yeah.
or either farther east in some of the cities on eastern Washington.
Okay.
And more opportunity to grow, that's for sure. But
I agree.
with every time you grow, there's a little bit of growing pain. So
Yes, and
Yeah.
there's always going to be multiple perspectives.
I think one thing that we can all agree on is some of the history of this place.
Yep.
So we're at the
Which
start.
is what we're focusing on today.
Yeah, amen to that.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
are start at the start or end, depending on your opinion, of the coal miner trail. So we kind of have like a little built-in structure right here that was like a tribute from the Yakima Nation. This is all
structure right
This
here?
structure right
Okay.
here. This is all part of a ceded land here. So the Yakima Nation still has like if you ever find a gold mineral, precious stone deposit on your property, keep it to yourself. Because they have first claim here over to it.
Okay.
But this is the trailhead to the coal miner trail, and it goes 4.2 miles up through Roslyn,
Oh, wow.
up into Ronald, and
So you bring your running shoes because it's a long ways to go.
bring your running shoes, bring your horses, bring your bicycles, bring
You can
your
have horses on here
snowshoes.
too?
Yeah, you can, and it's really, really well maintained.
Okay.
There's been so many days here where you can see some fresh horse poop out here. Next day, it's gone. So
Okay.
I've yet to find
Who are they having clean up the horse poop?
That's who I've yet to find out.
Okay,
I don't know
yeah.
who it is, but
Yeah.
it happens. So we love it. I mean, for me, like there was a time in my life where we had just one vehicle, so I'd actually use this quite a bit to like run into town here on my bike,
Oh,
take
on
the
your bike.
kids and everything here too. It's a slope.
It's like a little artery because back in the day, this is how they got to work.
Literally. So this is actually the start of the actual like electric car line right here. So we'll take a little peek at where it ends.
Yeah,
way
yeah.
at the
A
end
little
of the video.
preview for you guys.
Yeah, but it all started right here. So this is how people, as many like you
This
know,
is the big city for them
This-
compared to where the other end is.
This was a big city, and
Yeah.
where we started down there by Pioneers, right adjacent to like the original train depot. So that train depot stretched all the way and was connected up to like our sister town out in Delaware. So
Wow.
people that's where the first kind of immigrants would come through. They'd land in Delaware,
Delaware?
and then
Like
from
East
Delaware,
Coast?
come
Delaware?
out here. Yeah, East Coast Delaware.
Okay, all right. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just trying to think, is there another Delaware?
No, it's crazy.
Okay.
So that's kind of I forget the town off my hand here, but a lot of
In the comments, what's the town in Delaware he's trying to think of?
yeah, I
All
really
right.
think so.
Perfect. Okay,
Cool.
where are we going next?
All right, next let's head up to the state horse park.
Horse Park. Okay, so where are we now?
Right now we're at the Washington State Horse Park here, just like tucked right behind Safeway and kind of like the outskirts of Cle Elum. So
Yeah.
it's like kind of crazy to think that you're just like a stone's throw away here from town. And this place has a bunch of RV parking. They have annual rodeos, a lot of equestrian events. So it's pretty crazy to see how packed this place can get.
Yeah.
And they have RV accommodations here, so people will take it the whole weekend. And then they have some really fun events here, like the Cle Elum Roundup that goes. It's really fun to see just the whole town come out. And you really see how much people really love their animals.
Yeah.
And,
Cle Elum is the absolute horse mecca if you are a horse person.
oh, totally.
Yeah.
And literally all around us right now is just a bunch of like enduro trails, or people will take their horses here through different obstacle courses and things like that, kind of training for
Yeah.
when they're really out on some really hairy trails. But it's a good kind of training ground because you're right next to I-90, but
Yeah.
then you're also right next to like miles and miles of woods right here too. So
Super convenient.
super convenient.
Yeah, awesome. No, this is a big deal, and a lot of people don't know about it. They drive all the way through Cle Elum and past I-90, and they have no idea.
Never see it.
It's a little hidden fact. Thanks for showing us.
Yeah, totally. 70 miles. Yeah, they go all the way back there because the West Fork Batanaway is really right here on the other side of this.
Where are we?
We're at Roslyn Riders here as
Okay.
you're first coming into Roslyn. Pretty hard to miss when you're coming into because you have to come on 903. It's going to have a bunch of different kind of like local advertisement here too, with
Yeah.
a very extensive waiting period.
Oh, okay.
Some of the
Are you on the wait list?
We were on the wait list at one
Okay.
point. But yeah, a couple years to get on the sign here because this is just kind of like a local hub for everybody. Everybody drives past it here too. They do like a riders event on the first Thursday or Tuesday of every month. They'll do some, if you're a member, you can come and use the facility here too. I think you have to check in.
Okay.
But this all started here with about 4 different families here of like 1956. Kind of all of this area down here in Ducktown of Roslyn, just right up to the axis here for the Batanaway Ridge. So about every year they fill this whole portion up of Roslyn up here with horse trailers and cowboys, and they run up here and do like another endurance race that you can do one that's 20 miles, you can do one that's 50 miles, you can do one that's 70 miles.
That's insane.
But it's all right there because the Teanaway Community Forest is right on the other side of this ridge.
So dive into that a little bit. I've heard really good things about the Teanaway Community Forest. It's
My gosh, it's some of the most premier horseback riding, dirt biking, trail systems here. If you want to win a horse lover's heart here too when you find them out on the road, you want to get off it here, you want to take off all your gear and you make sure that you can wave to it so the horse can know who you are. But it's really awesome. It's like a bunch of Nordic skiing tracks up here too.
Okay.
If you have a snowmobile in the wintertime, you can actually snowmobile up there here too. You can't like dirt bike or quad anything below the ridge, but when you get to the other side of the ridge here too, it's awesome. If you're motivated enough here too, you can get all the way out to Leavenworth from here.
Ooh, that's pretty motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely. Yeah. It's for sure an all seasons paradise because it's any time of the year there are things to do, whatever the activities you're into.
Oh, so, totally. Yeah. There's been times I've been walking here with my family and I have my neighbors just come down with their snowshoes. They're like, oh, I just popped on the other side of the ridge and now I'm back down. I'm like, wow, that's cool. I can't believe you just did that here just like on a whim.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not about that snowshoeing life, but a lot of people are.
Yeah.
So you may be into the snowshoeing.
And we're still adjacent here to the coal miner trail too, so it's like still stretching right behind us, so you could get all this on foot if you really want to.
So there's another local artist out here who does like a series of big like animal sculptures. There's like a moose. If you're going out towards like the pines on the way out of town, there's a buffalo. And some people even say that there is a camel. I have yet to find the camel, so 2 of 3 is not bad.
So keep an eye out for the camel.
Keep an eye out, yeah.
So we're at like the midway part of the coal miner trail, I would say. But we're going to like the Roslyn urban forest. So we'll go to the top of one of these hills here in a second, kind of look at some of the mountain biking, some of the snowshoeing, and some of the walking trails that are real visible. And then you kind of see down here too, some of like the most recent developments that are going into Roslyn is right here. So there's gonna be another community that's gonna be
like
built
houses and stuff?
right here, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
I know, so
right,
a lot of
up this hill?
change. Up this hill.
All right, you bring your hiking shoes on?
I left my home. But
Okay.
You can kind of see some like old remnants of like some of the old coal mining buildings that were used. Here's some of the
i.e. this concrete here?
Yeah, and then we'll show you some more here at the very top. You can kind of see some of the ones that are built.
The vision, the plan, the forest. It's a good slogan.
Yeah, we're right here. So this is the whole new development that's going to be going in. And some people, again, another polarizing opinion. Some people are really excited. Some people are really sad because it's also been a staple for their community here for a long time. You can just kind of come up here, walk with your family. There's a whole estuary back here too. And yeah, it's a really, really cool spot just right in the backyard. This is one of my favorite places though to take my kids sledding right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Ethan, you took us on a hike.
I did. All for good cause, you know.
Great cause.
But we're in now we're kind of at one of the peaks in the urban forest, and I wanted to take you guys here to show you kind of like Roslyn's right here.
Yep. Looking right at it.
And now we're looking at all the wilderness and like literally miles and miles of trails that.
So we're right at the edge.
Right at the edge, and I love it here too because you can do things year round. You can go mountain biking. I love snowshoeing. This is one of my favorite places to come. I love going up and down the coal hills in the snow. I feel like an all-terrain human, so it's a little more fun here. And again, we're still parallel to town. Yeah, and then
and this is not a natural formation we're on right now.
No, this is all coal slag here from all the coal mines. So I think number 6 and 7 are closest here to us, and
just a big pile.
Big pile. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. But this is not the biggest pile.
Okay.
No, there are bigger. People go, and I'm like, wow, you're highly motivated to go up there.
This is the Roslyn Theater.
Pretty cool. It was an active morgue up until 1970.
Okay.
And then it was bought from a family in California, repurposed into a theater, changed ownership a couple times. One of the few places that really weathered COVID here. Pretty awesome to see how the community came out here to really support the theater. At this point here too, people, come in and have live comedy that happens once a month here still too. It's kind of the hub for people to come
point.
to.
Yeah,
totally. And
I hear it's haunted though.
Definitely haunted.
Definitely haunted.
People. So there's 2 stories here at all here too. And when you go up up and down, people claim to see people sitting on the stairs watching the movie with them.
All right.
Yeah.
You just can't get enough.
Can't get enough.
Even after death.
Yeah.
There's quite a few haunted things we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Because, it's a ghostly town.
We'll see some cool stuff.
We'll dig into that. All right. You brought us downtown. We're in downtown Roslyn now.
Oh, yeah.
And this is iconic, the brick.
Very iconic. We're at the oldest bar in Washington State. It was actually a bar before Washington was even a state. Pretty crazy. It was a supply depot, a tavern, and a jail all at the same time.
Okay.
Pretty crazy. And they have all the original windows. And when COVID happened again here too, I really have to admire just how this place just really adjusted to the circumstances.
Okay.
So you're still able to come and get your full meal deal. You can even get drinks to go all through your
Drinks to
windows.
go?
Yeah. Pretty crazy. They have an active running spittoon inside here too.
Oh, yep.
They have the old bar that was brought in here from England, and every year they do an annual little matchbox like races on side.
Oh, yeah.
So that's pretty fun to see, but pretty cool. We've gone in there and had like just some of the coolest nights of our life, just like spontaneously. You never know who you're gonna run into, what kind of events are going on. You may see a celebrity or two in here too, and pretty awesome spot.
So if you're ever in the Cle Elum area, you got to hit up the brick.
Absolutely.
No question. We're going to have to do a small business spotlight on them.
Oh, totally,
Yeah.
totally.
The Roslyn Yard. This is a pretty cool little area. When we're out here in the summer and there's farmers markets, this just totally adds to the ambiance of the whole area.
Live music. They'll even do drive-in movie theater type style here in the evening. And the owners here are very embedded into the community here too. They own base camp here, and they also have an outfitter down in downtown Cle Elum.
Oh, okay.
So they run both of that here too. Again, another like watering hole for the community. Really awesome. They have the speakeasy down below that is pretty cool to be into. And yeah, it's a good place. Very family oriented.
I love it.
Yeah.
Tell us why the road's so wide.
Oh man, so the roads are so wide because they used to have an actual stagecoach that would come in, like a traveling circus, and it had to be big enough here for them to pull a U-turn. So that's kind of why you see the roads are so wide. And let me tell you, when we have so much snow in the wintertime, you want these roads to be as wide as they can.
Yeah.
They're actually really good. Snow removal is kind of like a well-oiled machine around here.
Has to.
And so, but hey, where we're at on our sidewalk though, you'll be like on a couple feet of snow.
Oh,
walking on this.
okay, yeah.
Pretty crazy.
So bring your snowshoes downtown.
Bring them
That's
downtown,
what you're
man.
saying.
Bring them downtown.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Making our way over to the Roslyn Cafe, another iconic spot.
Yeah, especially if you're a fan of Northern Exposure. This was one of the murals that they had highlighted in that TV series. Now in this, the cool thing about it, in the actual TV series here, you'll see that this mural is actually a moose, but in actuality, it's a camel. And that stagecoach I was telling you about a little bit ago, that traveling circus, there actually used to be camels. There used to be a camel farm out in this in Upper County. So it's kind of paying a little bit of homage here to that. And let me introduce you to my friend, Irving. So
This is Irvin?
This is him right here.
What's up, Irvin?
Yeah, so
A lot of people take pictures with you.
yeah, pretty iconic spot to come and get a good picture. The actual cafe itself, great food. Going inside the cafe is like stepping back in time almost here too. They have some of the original fan systems here. It's pretty crazy to see, and yeah, fun spot to come in and have breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
This place during the summer is popping.
Totally.
Yeah, it is fantastic.
I can't tell you how many times I see people standing across the street just to try to get a picture of this whole place here too. So
Yeah.
it's
Isn't it funny? Just things like the most random things.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
pretty crazy.
So you told me a little bit earlier that there's potentially a camel on an emu.
Emu, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So the St. Camel Farm that had the presence out here also bred emus, and there is a local legend that the farm owner became disgruntled and released his emus out into the wild. So occasionally, people claim to see a big old dinosaur bird out in the wilderness. And,
Seriously, it's not a dinosaur. It's an emu.
Nope. It's an actual emu
That's
on the
crazy.
loose. So
Fun facts. And then, so that brings me actually to something else. Is that that cat crossing sign that we were looking at?
Charlie, yeah.
So-
I wonder if we might see Charlie out here someplace
Okay.
here too. But he's kind of just like the local mascot. He has an official owner, but he's been really adopted by the whole town.
Okay.
So you kind of go outside.
Well, cats, they own us.
They own us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're wrapped around their paws.
Yeah.
But they all have like little shrines to Charlie out in front of
seriously?
the places,
Wow.
like a little bed, a little food, a little water.
That is
And,
hilarious.
yeah. So everybody kind of bands.
How do you
together.
know that Charlie is not just a bunch of black cats?
Well, Charlie has a broken tail, and he has his own Facebook page here too. So
Okay.
everybody watches out for Charlie.
Genuine photos of Charlie then.
Yeah, no, you came up and see him. He's like got chomps taken out of his ear. He's got a broken tail. He looks like he's like, oh my gosh, take care of him.
Dude.
But yeah, no, he's alive, well, and thriving.
Okay, all right, we'll be on the lookout for Charlie. So now we're looking for an emu and a black cat.
Yep.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Where are we now for our
We're
viewers?
at the Roslyn Cemetery.
Okay.
Yeah. You know how many people
It
are?
looks like a forest.
It does look like a forest. You know how many people are dead in here?
A few.
All of them.
More than 2.
But
Wait, all the dead people?
all the dead people. But we're walking through, so I think it's very sobering to kind of come through and see how different, I don't know, epidemics or different historical events came through, and you can see how those people are represented in the cemetery. So we're actually walking through the children's cemetery, and as a father now too, I'm like, I like see how some of these children died at an early age. I'm like, it just breaks my heart here too, and it makes my heart breaks for those families here too, because there's still families who like come and frequent this area, and I mean, they do a really, really good job here about actually cleaning up this place. The whole community comes out here once a year and actually does like a community event to actually clean this whole cemetery
awesome.
up. So awesome. You meet some really cool people. A lot of cool history from those people here too. And a lot of them are tied to some of the original families that first settled this area.
Okay.
So we're walking through the child cemetery, probably one of the oldest portions of the cemetery.
Yeah.
We're next to like the black portion of the cemetery. We have the Croatian.
Like
we have
segregation, you're saying?
Yeah, so there are 6 different portions of the cemetery, and it's representative of about 26 different ethnic groups. And the first people that were out here were in the Croatians here too, to kind of see how all of them are represented and how they have different burial traditions. It's pretty crazy to see to this day.
Wow. Yeah, it is sobering. And this has clearly been here a long time. If you're able to look around, you can see that these are massive trees that have just grown up right in the middle of it.
Yeah, and you know, I'm a musician, and one of my favorite things to do is actually come out here and practice, because I had a big stage fright of performing in front of people originally. But I love coming out here too, because the feedback's less critical.
The silence is deafening.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is cool. Thanks for showing us this. I think a lot of people that have ever come to Cle Elum have no idea about this. And this is probably something that, you know, locals want people to know, that there's a lot of respect for the people that have passed.
Totally. I tell people when I'm traveling, one of my favorite places to hang out is the Roslyn Cemetery. And they're like, really? I'm like, well,
Yeah, it does sound kind of weird.
it sounds a little weird.
Yeah.
But we have so many different like biking trails that are all around here. We have Cincadia on the other side of this here. You have direct
just
access.
right up here.
Just right here. And you have a lot of crazy wildlife that still comes through here too. In the wintertime, you see the elk through here hanging out, and it's pretty magical to see their presence here. You know, when people are coming to honor their loved ones.
Yeah.
And you kind of have that reminder of, you know, God's still with us here in different ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know how old the cemetery is?
I don't offhand, no. Dang it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It was a catch-22.
Yeah,
It was on the spot. On the spot. Yep. I didn't give him a script, so we're just going with it. But awesome. Thanks for showing us.
Totally.
This is, yeah, as you put it well, with it's sobering. And I think whenever you're discovering a local place, it's good to dig into the history,
Yeah.
literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Now we're in Ronald.
Yeah.
This is your hometown.
my hometown. Yeah.
Yes.
It's 500 people, or 500 residents here. Maybe half of that, or maybe even a third of that, are full time. So
Okay.
kind of off the beaten path. A lot of people out here kind of like to live off grid and kind of want to be left alone.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a different vibe.
You're clearly that one.
I'm clearly one of
Yeah, you want to be left alone. Yeah, this is it.
We're here at the Ronald General Store, owned by one of the original families here that settled this whole Upper County area. And they actually had ties here down to this whole property down that stretches down to from Ronald here to the back end of Roslyn. There actually used to be a movie theater There used to be a dance hall. There used to be like an actual whole like event place, like a whole town, just like Roslyn, right over here in Ronald. And it all burnt down in 1925 when somebody still exploded during Prohibition. So
Crazy.
Pretty crazy.
Do you think they got arrested or did they die?
Oh, they might have died. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's so sad. So it used to be just like Roslyn here.
Just like Roslyn, and kind of see how this place is kind of, you know, you still have the stories and people will tell you all about it.
Yeah.
Even some of my neighbors' parents were alive when that all happened, so they all
wow.
kind of tell me stories, and it just makes me feel a little more connected to this whole area too, and just to see how this family has kind of preserved the history of this place.
So they're the ones that own this?
They actually own it, they actually live in it, and they actually operate it. So yeah, it's
epic.
I
love that.
All in one, man.
Live where you work.
Yeah. Uber work.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question.
I have the old Ronald schoolhouse.
This is cool.
Yeah, founded in 1890 with 49 kids.
This in the brick, huh?
This in the brick, yeah, right at the same time,
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy because some of my neighbors here actually went to the school at some point. It was a full function school up until like 1972.
Oh, okay. I was like, you have really old neighbors.
Yeah, I got a couple old ones.
Okay.
But some of my neighbors, like their grandfathers were principals here. There were students here. They maybe had some lunch ladies who lived here too, or who lived in the area.
Maybe they still live here.
Still live here. Yeah. But yeah, they do like a firefighter fundraisers here too. So it's still well used. It is like frozen in time on the inside.
I hear that it's definitely another place of strange encounters.
Yeah, totally. And we have people who see lights in this place here in the evenings. And I mean, even sometimes people have law enforcement come out here too because they think that somebody's inside maybe robbing the place, but it's just a kind of a friendly apparition, you know?
That's what they say?
Yeah, yeah.
Once again, we're gonna have to do a whole video on diving deep into the
dude, we should come back when we have access to this place.
Oh yeah.
Good friends with them here too, so it wouldn't be hard to kind of take them up on going inside.
Investigation.
Yeah, but it's literally
I'm not a ghost hunter.
It's like frozen in time in there, man.
That's
It's
so
like
cool.
class ended in 1972, and bada bing, like it's
over.
Everything's in there. Yeah, all the school textbooks are in there.
So everyone that went here, everyone's going to Cle Elum now.
Everyone's going to Cle Elum, and this property is still owned by the Cle Elum School District. So it's this and Hawthorne Hall will never be developed. They're historical sites here too. So this used to be the schoolhouse, and Hawthorne Hall across the street used to be the actual gymnasium here for it too.
And what is it now? Is it just
an event hall now?
Okay.
So pretty awesome. I mean, we're living right behind it here too. We get to kind of go to these weddings by proxy. We're
I'm just staff.
Yeah, we're just staff. And it's pretty cool. The Heritage Committee out here takes really good care of it. Everybody kind of comes together to really preserve this place here too, because people like went to school in it too. So every year we kind of have like almost like a kind of a town reunion, and nothing but just joy. Kind of meeting those people. Even the former mayor, the current mayor of Roslyn, his wife actually own the property here that our house is built on now too. So these are things that I never would have really expected to find out here without like living right behind it and understanding some more of a kind of the rich history of this place.
That is awesome. You would never know it because it's such a drive-through little spot. You don't even know it's a town. There's the post office.
Just the post office and the general store. Yeah, the railroad system is literally like right behind Ronald too. So the end of the coal miner trail is here.
It's here. Yeah. So we're at the end of the coal miner trail.
We are at the end of the
made it to Ronald trail. So it's 4 miles from Cle Elum to here.
Yep.
Via trail. All right.
Yep.
Sweet. But we're gonna go a little further.
We got a little more.
Because this is Cle Elum, Roslyn, and beyond.
And beyond.
To infinity. All right. Where are we going next?
We got to Salmon La Sac here and kind of show you guys a little more of an outpost out there.
Okay. Let's go check out the outpost.
Cool.
Now we're kind of so far north that anybody who lives kind of on the east side of the 903 here, they have to take snowmobiles into their property because they get so much snow. So north of us here is Red Mountain, and the story behind all of this area, so like Lake Cle Elum, Lake Ketchis, Lake Ketchlis, the story was that with the Yakima, the Salish, and Wenatchee nations, all three of those nations congregated down here and have one common enemy. And that common enemy was a creature called Wishboosh. Wishpoosh was a beaver-like creature that was so large that he would kind of carve out this whole area, make it his own little habitat, but also he would steal women and children here from each of the tribes, and they'd be lost. And one day, all 3 nations united against Wishpoosh and killed him in Lake Cle Elum. And when they fought Wishpoosh, they died. He went in the water. He vanished. And after that point, he came back from came out of the water as this bear creature with moose antlers. So people around Cincadia have this legend about still seeing a crazy looking bear with moose antlers, still to this day. Crazy.
I love it.
When I had that story, when I was out there with the law enforcement, the sheriff that one night, I had that bear kind of walking.
You felt like it was Wishpoosh.
I'm like, it's Wishpoosh. What the heck?
Yeah, dude.
One of my favorite times I came out here, my wife and I just came out before we had kids, and we just came snowshoeing out here, and we just saw how everybody on Facebook was talking about cougar sightings. And we came and saw another couple out here and asked if they had predator spray and stuff like that. And I said, nope. I'm like, well, there's been a cougar sighted just right out here. And I think they changed their plans, packed up and left, which is great.
We drove way past Ronald. How many miles? Like,
Oh man, I think it's 13 miles.
okay.
Yeah, so
We're way up here.
Yeah, we're all the way out here. We're kind of out in Salmon La Sac, and we are actually at one of the original French occupied territories, because this was all French occupied territory prior to the Louisiana Purchase. And then in 1913-ish, we actually had this cabin. It was going to come up here too. This actually served as the electric rail line that we first started at the coal mine trail.
All the way down in Cle Elum?
All the way down.
This is the end.
This is the end of the line here. And this served primarily gold and silver miners, actually, who would go out way farther out to the wilderness here. And actually, yeah, there's still some.
It's kind of base camp for them. They would
base
do
camp.
all their mining up there, and then they come back down here.
Yeah, and then it was acquired by the Forest Service here, I think about similar time, around very turn of the century.
Okay.
And then this served as here as a guard post, as the Forest Ranger Service outpost here, and still kind of serves the area too.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. So this is definitely it's a lot further than Coal Miner Trail. From Roslyn, is there a trail still?
Ooh, from here? No, only on top of the ridge.
Okay.
Only on top of the ridge. We have a couple different mountain passes to go, or mountain tops to go through. So you have.
But we have the road now. So.
Yeah, we got the road. Yeah, so
it's
it makes
no
it a
big
little
deal.
bit easier.
Yeah, this is a really cool spot, and we'll go up to the bridge a little bit and show where people fish and stuff. Well, it's not.
No fishing. Yeah, I'll tell you about
that.
Salmon La Sac. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
explain that.
So this is actually used to be like a summer fishing ground here for Yakima Nation. Literally, would pull out salmon by the sack, and that's why this place is called Salmon La Sac. Yeah, pretty cool. Definitely has that French kind of presence here too, and you can actually see there. We have down the street here. We have a place called French Cabin, one of the first places here that was actually occupied. And yeah, so when you come up here to French Cabin, or excuse me, Salmon La Sac, there's actually Salmon La Sac campground, and then you can actually go off on the Forest Service 4330, and that goes out about 40 miles into the wilderness. Here
Okay,
from there too,
we're not going 40 miles into the wilderness today.
No,
that's on our adventure
video.
Well,
let's go see that bridge and check it out.
Let's go check it out. Okay, we're walking over the bridge to Salmon La Sac.
Yes, we are. Single lane, one of the cool spots here, if you're a little more adventurous, you want to do some cliff jumping, they're going to do it right here too.
Used to be me.
Definitely check your water levels before you do it.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty cool spot.
You wouldn't want to go in now. A little cold.
That's
literally glacier water.
Literally. Nothing but
terrible.
alpine lakes feeding us here too.
Yeah.
This is the Cle Elum River running right underneath us. Feeds out into the Cle Elum Lake, and then it feeds the Yakima from that point. So we're at the very start of it all up here too. Pretty crazy to see.
This water is absolutely crystal clear.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Super beautiful. Again, lots of different salmon nests in here too. If you actually look in the water, you can actually see where some of the nests that get visited over and over again here too, and how that all kind of comes out. But just another reason why I just love this area, because I'm 15 minutes from all of this, and it's just rejuvenating to actually come out and actually escape here from a little bit here too. I don't have self-service out here, so you have to definitely plan accordingly for that. Yeah. But it's not too hard to get back into self-service.
Yeah, exactly.
Too, so
just take the road back.
Yeah.
If the car's not working, walk.
Pretty easy spot.
Long walk.
Yeah, awesome camping. awesome hiking, awesome trails. Just
Sweet.
a really cool place to venture to.
This kind of base camp, and there's just literally miles and miles of all sorts of adventuring.
Oh yeah,
outside.
so much, and maybe we can do another series of that here in the future and go check it out.
I think it's necessity.
Oh yeah.
Necessity. Awesome. All right.
Been here for a long
Well,
time.
Ethan, thanks so much for showing us around this. It's really more of an Upper County tour. We
Yeah.
said Cle Elum, but it's
I've
totally,
had so much fun doing it with you.
Yeah, absolute blast, man.
Dude,
thanks so much.
My pleasure.
We'll be doing it again. This is first of many. I think what we discovered mostly today was just the fact that there's so much here in Upper County, obviously Kittitas County, that we specialize in, but we want to dig into it and hear not just from Ethan, but we want to hear from you guys. So comment below places you want us to dive into and discover more about. Once again, Ethan, thanks so much. We're gonna have you back on.
Cool, man.
All right.
Appreciate it.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe and share with anyone that you think would want to discover more about Kittitas County and specifically Cle Elum, Roslyn, and beyond. We've got a lot more coming that's just like this.